Welcome, I'm Laurel, and this is episode 1 of the Earth Medicine series. Here we will demystify plant medicine, specifically topical botanical oils. We will examine exactly how we as humans can harness the chemical and electromagnetic language available to everyone to regenerate the organ of our skin. We will see real-life examples of my clients ranging in age from 50 to 86 who have done exactly this, reversing acne, scarring, and erasing decades of age from their skin. We are not limited to our biology as we have traditionally been taught. DNA is malleable. I can show you how to harness these natural medicines to achieve better results than fillers, Botox, and minor facelift surgeries at a fraction of the cost, naturally and at home. In this series, I will present science and then findings that you will not find anywhere else. It is time that we better understand what it is to step into our true nature and begin to practice regularly what quantum physics demonstrates we are capable of, which is the activity of self-regeneration. Thank you for joining. There are two main categories of plant medicine. One is chemical, and it can be applied topically or taken orally. And specifically plant oils, plant oil medicine that you apply topically for skincare is what we're diving into in this video. There's a second category, and it has traditionally been called by indigenous people plant spirit medicine, and it is electromagnetic in nature, which is also read by the human body as emotional. It can be accessed through quantum entraining, which sometimes requires a shaman or meditation, and sometimes ingesting a plant. You can learn more about the science of this if you watch episode 5 in the series, Plant Spirit Medicine. We have a lot of ground to cover, so I'm going to break up the information into 5 chapters. Chapter 1, what is plant medicine and where does it come from? Chapter 2, what are the 6 aging skin factors and how are they controllable? Chapter 3, how the organ of the skin works and what evidence and science there is to show that plant oils actually cellularly regenerate it. Chapter 4, what types of botanical oils are actually available, what they do and when to use them. Chapter 5, we'll look at results, people that I've worked with, my clients just like you, that have used plant oils and techniques I've taught them to cellularly regenerate their skin. Let's dive in. Every plant on the planet does an elegant job converting sunlight into food and medicine. Plant medicine has been used by humans for thousands of years to heal and maintain health. It is also the origin of modern-day medication and prescription drugs. Plants are sessile, which means they root and grow their entire lives in one spot. Have you ever wondered how a tree can live for hundreds of years and have every need met, and it never moves? It's because they're extraordinary communicators, and they communicate in ways that we are still discovering about. Currently, we have discovered 3 forms of plant language that have medicinal qualities for humans and animals. One is chemical. The other 2 are vibrational. One vibrational language form is sound. Sound is measured in decibels and hertz. Decibels is the loudness, and hertz is how frequently the wave crest passes. Humans hear in the range of 16 to 20,000 hertz. Plants communicate in the 2 ranges bookending this. One is infrasonic of 10 to 240 hertz and can be heard by elephants as an example from over 1,000 miles away. The second is ultrasonic from 20 to 300 kilohertz, heard by hummingbirds or bats as an example from up to 300 feet away. If vibrational medicine interests you, watch episode 3 in this series, The Science of Vibration. And if the cymatics or sound aspect is interesting to you, you can watch episode 7 in this series, The Science of Sound Medicine. The other non-chemical way plants communicate is through electromagnetic frequency or vibration. We have measured plants sending electromagnetic pulses to one another to fill in nutrient aid. And this works in a similar way as biofeedback machines work with humans. We know from the quantum physics principle particle-wave duality that all physical things are both solid and energy, having a frequency. including human emotions, which were extensively measured in a 20-year longitudinal study with 250,000 measurements. The quantum physics principle of energy in training gives the framework for how vibrations from plants can raise our emotional frequency and heal emotional patterns that hold us in past traumas. If that subject matter interests you, I offer a deep dive in episode 5, The Science of Plant Spirit Medicine. I've also linked one of the first authentically trained shaman in the US, Elliot Cohen's book, Plant Spirit Medicine, in the description box below. Back to our prime topic, the chemical language of plants. In each plant, we find hundreds, if not thousands, of chemicals that they produce, mix, and expel to communicate with the plants and animals around them. There are thousands of conversations going on at any given moment, all the time, in nature, in the air and below our feet. Plants can send out chemicals into the ground and the air to send complex messages to one another. Even animals can pick up on these messages. For example, did you know that a tree can send chemicals into the ground to the other plants to tell them to scoot their roots over a little bit because they're feeling a little crowded? Also, they can put out messages into the air to warn each other of danger. Fresh cut grass smell is a warning to other nature beings that it is wounded and there is danger. Root systems in the forest have been compared with our internet, gathering, learning, and passing chemical information on to other plants at a rate of 1 foot per hour. So what does this chemical language have to do with medicine? And what does it have to do with our skin? Plants produce 2 main categories of chemicals, also called compounds or metabolites. Primary metabolites are for the plant's primary living functions, like growth, reproduction, photosynthesis, or transpiration. And secondary metabolites, human and animal bodies recognize as medicine. These chemicals are both airborne and non-airborne. Airborne enters our bodies through the lungs, and the brain then sends it through the bloodstream where it's needed. An example of this is Japanese forest bathing. Airborne compounds released by trees are phytoncides and have antibacterial and antifungal properties. When inhaled, they boost the immune system, increasing the activity of your body's natural killer cells. Those same chemicals are read by plant diseases and insects as "stay away" defense messages. Our skin and lungs absorb nutrients into the body, so a healthy diet can be so much more than just what you eat. When secondary metabolites and fat-soluble vitamins and minerals are applied to the skin, the brain recognizes what it is and knows where to send it before it's even hit the bloodstream. The skin absorbs the nutrients it needs to regenerate itself and then shares the rest. Absorbing nutrients through the skin is called percutaneous absorption. You literally feed the skin. Every modern-day medication was created in a lab by taking a naturally occurring secondary metabolite from a plant that has been isolated and either merged to be partially synthetic or a full synthetic replica. This is how drug companies patent medicines, because you can't patent life, and in this case, the life is the natural plant compound. This is also a big reason why drugs have side effects. They aren't delivered with the hundreds, if not thousands, of other compounds to round out the negative effects. Here's an example. Tretinoin and retin-A creams are isolated synthetic forms of vitamin A. Side effects are sensitivity to touch, sun, and other skincare products, as well as sunburn and freckling. If you mask with fresh carrot juice or cold-pressed carrot seed oil, you get a higher dose of natural vitamin A, along with beta-carotene, which has an SPF effect of 30, and tocopherol and vitamin E, which heals skin sensitivity. There is an example like this for every drug on the market. And as a disclaimer, I'm not bashing commercial pharmaceuticals. They absolutely are needed. Allopathic medicine is brilliant if you get in a wreck or you have a trauma situation and you need help putting yourself back together. What they don't do is help you regenerate and maintain a higher quality of health. So how do botanical oils regenerate skin with the same effects as fillers, but with permanent results at any age? To understand this, we first must understand the organ of the skin and how it works and what affects it the most. Skin aging and other skin conditions can be reduced and, in a lot of cases, reversed naturally by focusing on 5 or 6 primary factors depending on the issue. The first 3 you've probably heard your whole life: sleep, hydration, proper diet. They're all critical. The next 3 aren't typically taught in Western culture, but are as every bit important.
and especially for those of us that are over 30, because we're not regenerating as quickly. Our cell division is slowed down.
The fourth controllable factor is stimulating your pituitary and hypothalamus glands to produce and release over 1,300 biochemical reactions into the blood containing healing chemicals and anti-aging hormones.
Once released, they swirl and repair in your body for 6 hours. To achieve this, you first have to come into what's called heart-brain coherence.
Connecting the heart and brain waves electromagnetically with 0.1 hertz of energy, stimulating the glands. We experience these chemicals releasing as the emotion of deep gratitude, compassion, or joy. It only takes a few minutes to achieve in meditation, and studies with third-party verification show that a daily practice for 30 days begins to show hundreds of improvements of health factors, including the organ of the skin.
I have a 10-minute heart-brain coherence meditation on my YouTube channel using 40 hertz self-repairing solfeggio frequency. And then I also have a 30-minute heart-brain coherence video that uses 528 hertz solfeggio frequency.
I also offer a meditation masterclass that teaches how to cellularly regenerate using your biological energy. It comes with the 90-day skin transformation package. It is also offered as a standalone class. The fifth controllable factor is muscle loss. Without tight muscles, even the tightest skin will sag.
Your face and neck muscles are used to being contracted into expressions based on your personality, but this doesn't work the muscle out in its full range, so over time it will atrophy. Face yoga is demonstrated to take years off of your face because it works the muscle out, and without tight muscles, even the tightest skin will sag.
A full face and neck yoga masterclass comes with the 90-day skin transformation journey package that I offer. The sixth and possibly most impactful factor is a lack of topical nutrients and not having the building blocks the skin needs to repair itself.
Even with a good diet, it is really hard to get the targeted nutrients to the skin to make a really visible change. A nutrient-dense topical plant oil diet can make dramatic changes to your skin. With the proper oil blend, you can get better results than fillers, Botox, and minor facelift surgeries, and at a fraction of the cost, and it's completely natural and in the privacy of your home.
Think of botanical oils as topical multivitamins and nutrients that can be tailored to exactly what your skin needs to regenerate itself.
To understand why plant oils are so effective, we first need to understand the skin as an organ. Your skin has 3 primary layers, topped with a 4th layer referred to as the cuticle.
It gives protection from the environment. The first primary layer is the epidermis.
Its purpose is protection and creating new protective layer skin cells. This is also where your sensory receptors are for touch, pressure, and temperature, as well as your surface-facing immune system. The epidermis also creates keratin and lipids, which make up the skin's natural water barrier.
This water barrier makes the skin waterproof and is the exact reason why water-based skincare products from drugstores and even high-end boutiques don't create lasting skin improvements.
They might hydrate the top layer, making fine lines appear to diminish, but they do not create lasting regenerative change. All the regenerative action party is in the 2nd layer.
The 2nd layer is called the dermis, where all the new components of the skin are made,
including your natural oil, hair, collagen, and elastin.
Collagen gives skin its structure. Elastin holds it in place. Healthy fats give it plumpness.
And sebum glands that keep your skin and hair moisturized. Each component needs a very specific nutrient diet to regenerate itself, which usually it receives through the blood.
It also can be received topically through the skin, but only if the nutrient is fat soluble, which means the nutrient can be absorbed through and past the waterproof layer.
In our culture, we are told that aging is a part of life, and that some people age better than others because they have good genes. You may have seen charts like this in your dermatologist's office,
showing that as we age, our collagen and elastin breaks down.
The story is only partially true. We as humans have the ability to turn our genes on and off. Our ability to do this is laid out in the science of epigenetics that shows that if we can alter our internal chemical environment, we can control the rate of degradation. And that can be controlled through a proper skin diet and a proper thought life governing the chemicals that the brain is releasing. These can be achieved through plant oils, applied topically to the skin, and very specific ways of meditating, both of which I teach my clients. It is completely possible, no matter what genetics you were born with, to have tight, wrinkle-free skin into your 60s. Here are a few client examples to keep in mind. And also remember that these results were achieved in 90 days. Your skin gets better for up to a year period, and then it plateaus, and it's up to you to maintain.
Think of botanical oils as multivitamins.
In the same way taking a multivitamin increases your health, so does applying topical plant oils increase your skin health. For example, plant oils that have plant-based estrogen balance out your androgen hormones, which balances out your sebum production, one of the underlying issues that leads to acne. You throw in an anti-inflammatory and an antimicrobial, and then also add in something highly acidic, and you balance out your pH, voila, you've solved for acne better than a medication and with no side effects. Another example is applying oils that are high in the omega fatty acids to rebuild the cell wall. This helps you trap in nutrients, moisture, and oxygen so that the cell can trap the other nutrients in your oil, like vitamin C and A, which rebuilds and regenerates collagen and elastins, so that it has a chance to actually regenerate itself. So 30 days later, very fine lines diminish and disappear, and at 60 days, it's as if they were never there. Skin regenerates every 27 to 30 days, so if you feed it what it needs, you'll start to see results within a few months. Do remember, though, that good skin is a marathon, not a sprint. Just like switching over to a healthy diet, it takes a little time for your body to adjust. PubMed Online through the National Library of Medicine, or NIH, is one of the most trusted medical study databases. You can go and study for yourself, run a search, and see plant oils consistently are proven to regenerate the organ of the skin. There are 4 main types of plant oils on the market. There's steam distilled, which are essential oils, cold pressed, which are carrier oils, and then infused and hydrosols.
The distillation process gives us both essential oils and hydrosols. Essential oils are the nutrients of the plant reduced down into a fat-soluble and very potent form.
It is because of this hyperpotency that most, but not all, essential oils need to be mixed with carrier oil so that they don't burn your skin.
Hydrosols are the water distillate containing the more delicate nutrients of the plant. These can be applied directly to the skin without diluting to help the top layer.
But because it is water soluble, 95% of it won't penetrate into the dermis.
Cold pressed oils are typically nuts, seeds, bark, stone fruits, and grains.
They are squeezed with high pressure and no heat. And because there is no heat, it's not a reduction, and it carries with it all the nutrients it started with. Because of this reason, it is not as potent as an essential oil, but it does carry all the nutrients because no degradation has occurred because of high temperatures. So an example is carrot seed cold pressed oil has an SPF of 30 and is very moisturizing to the skin. The essential oil is distilled down, so you do get a high potency of a lot of vitamins, but what you don't get is the SPF factor, and also if you apply it directly to the skin, it will burn you like acid.
Infused oils and extracts are created the same way.
Infused oils are made by choosing a plant for its medicinal qualities and immersing it into a carrier oil, allowing the nutrients to leach out into the carrier oil. Then all the plant matter is strained out, and what you have left is the nutrients in the carrier. Jojoba oil is usually used for this because it's the closest in nature to our own sebum. An extraction is made through the same process, but you immerse the plant into a solvent. And an example of this would be witch hazel being immersed into, say, alcohol as the carrier.
Before you go purchase your oils at your favorite apothecary or online,
there are a few things that you need to be aware of first. Only purchase oils that have third-party verification. The labeling system isn't really where it needs to be when it comes to applying fat-soluble oils to your skin that are going to leach into your bloodstream. Just because it says it's pure and natural doesn't mean that it's toxin-free and not synthetic.
Third-party test results look like a variation of this one.
Also keep in mind that most brands don't have their entire line tested, and that's because it's an expensive undertaking. It's something that a company has to budget for. So to make it easy, I've reviewed third-party testing and listed all the oils that I have found to be pure on my website so that you can go to skinlove.live and know that all the oils that I have listed link through to Amazon, and I have reviewed their third-party testing for you.
You will find essential and carrier oil tabs in the nav bar. Click through and I have oils listed in alphabetical order. If there is an oil I can't find with third-party testing, you will see it indicated. I keep this updated so you can always check back in or email me if you have one. When you click through, it takes you to Amazon where you can build your cart.
Linking through to Amazon from my site adds zero cost to you, but I do receive a small commission from Amazon. So it's a nice little way that you can help support me in my research to help me support you. The progress pictures you're about to see are just a small handful of my clients as an example of what progress would look like working with me for 0 to 90 days. These clients range in age from 50 to 86. I'm my own best case study. I'm 50 and I haven't started feather lining yet. The younger you start, the faster the progress because your cells are still dividing at a more rapid pace. Your skin will improve for the first 12 months and then plateau. All ages see dramatic change. I hope these inspire you, and if they do, I would love to work together. You can schedule with me through my website. If you're ready for something truly unique, and you're ready to step in to new abilities that you probably had no idea that you had, this is for you. Namaste.